Right, I believe everything is working. I will just check my voice is going. I shall also turn down game settings before I forget. Either that's a big delay or my mic is not working. Hmm. Let's see.
Good result last race, but let's try and go one better this weekend.
Just testing out the delay. Okay, yep. Yep, mic is good, mic is good. Should probably do all this testing before I click the start streaming button, but at least it's working. Alrighty, we are going. We've got 15 drivers, so it's a bit better than it was looking a couple of minutes ago. I think we have one joining during quali too, so we should have a near full lobby. Not ideal, but you can definitely get good races with 15 or 16 people. My voice didn't make it to lap 10 before I started getting tired last week, so I've come prepared. I've got water beside me, so I shouldn't have any problems with that this week. But you never know. Okay, the second session has started. Obviously no one out on the track quite yet, because that's impossible, but you'll see who the first people out out are. I think I'll just follow the first person, regardless of who it is. It looks like it is, who is it? Ero SSS. In the Alfa Romeo. Let's not lock up in the turn 2 on cold tyres. Step 1 done. Seems to be taking quite a slow outlap. I'll cycle through for some other people. We've got Laggy Racer on an outlap. Yeah, Laggy Racer on an outlap too. As is the other Merc. Quite a few people, maybe they're getting set up, so quite a few people opting to stay in the garage. We are seeing more outlaps. I said I was going to follow the first person, so we're following this Alpha round. Oh, well, let's get on board. Same leaving a row. It's always frustrating when you hit the wall on your outlap, but he's not done that. Also seems to be burning a bit of fuel just to get his car lighter, as light as possible. The Alpha looks fantastic in that light. Through the car selection nicely. We only have 3 people still in the pits. Yeah, it seems to be quite extreme tactics of burning a lot of fuel. May not be ideal for the engine, but yeah, I don't know, the engine there, it doesn't really play a part in this game, especially on one race events. Over a season in career, it will obviously be quite the burden if you did that, but in one race events you can kind of just destroy the engine and get away with it. So I see what he's doing. You need to start picking up the pace a bit there. If you want to get over the line at top speed, it seems to be doing that. And across the line we come. Quite late for turn. Oh, well. Dare say he's quite ruined that lap already. Who else? Mackie. I think that might have been a slight lock up in the turn 2. These are just people's banker laps, so not to worry too much. Taking quite an outside line down the straight, I would try and go more straight. Nailing the apex in turn 3. Up towards 4 now. Don't hit the inside curb too much because you might get bounced at the wall. He's done that nicely. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 people on laps. Now 10 as the other Alpha enters his lap. We're getting the timers up now. Full track map 2 so I can get an idea of what's going on around all of the sectors. I'm not sure if the Alpha is still going for a fast lap, but if he's not, he will need to get out of the way. I can see him just up the road, so it depends if he's still going for it. This lap is still valid, so we'll keep on board with the Aston Martin. So we're not keep on board, let's see some of the spectator mode cameras. It's coming through the valley towards turn 16, which is the final braking zone. Across that curve, and now it's a flat out run to the finish line. As we'll see the DRS opening, he's might not have managed his ERS the best on his outlap. It's a 1:41.3 from Eric, but we did see him lock his rears into the first corner. It's a 1:40.5 as the first realistic time to be set in this session. It's obviously purple. Let's keep on this. Williams. Mato gets a 1:40.4. Laggy Racer gets a 1:43.2, so he must have also had some form of error. As the Williams gets 1:41.6, and we've got a new provisional pole of a 1:40.1. So it looks like we'll be seeing quite a few sub-140s if it keeps going at this rate. Carlet's got a 1:40.7. Yeah, and everyone's crossing lane. We've got Ferrari with a 1:41.2. Let's go down to see this Alpine crossing and get a 1:40.3. And we do have our first sub 140. It's a 1:39.5 from the guy with two X's and a Z in his name. I think that name was made just to troll commentators. So I'm going to be calling him Z for the rest of the stream, because I don't have the surname modifications on, I think due to the fact it's cross-platform. Because you'll see in the PC F1, and I think all the PC ones, which I definitely don't have a qualifying ban in tomorrow, but they have the surnames. Unfortunately for me, it is just gamer tags. Let's see is anyone going for a second lap? No, everyone's flashing the red light, which suggests that they're out of ERS. We have an Alpha going slow. Maybe he's out of fuel. Yeah, he might well be out of fuel. Williams also out of ERS. We have Antic coming at the pits, I'll remember that. As it stands, we still have Zed with the fastest lap by over half a second at this point, but that is guaranteed to change since we have just about 12 minutes left in the session as everyone kind of comes back into the pits and the first wave of laps is over. Who's still on this? Guy's on a lap. We have Busha coming into the final braking zone. I seem to have missed the majority of his laps, so we'll see how he's going. It's purple in sector 2, but that could just be the game glitching, because it often says you're purple on your first lap when you're actually not purple, but we will see. As for all we know, he could have been purple. He's got on board down the straight to get a real sense of the speed. The cars get up, so he could use the slipstream on some of the cars that are coming in the pits, but he's not going to do so. Let's see what the time is. Oh yes, he was purple. It's a 1:39.4. So Zed has been knocked off the top in the first wave of laps, but there are many people coming back out of the pits now. For example, we've got have we got Zed? Nope, he's in the garage. We've got an Alpha. It is Erico again. I think that makes sense. If he was the first out, he's going to be the first back in, and now he's the first back out for his second lap. I think I'll give him another chance, because I do want to watch at least one person's lap in full. And I hope he does not lock his rears at the very first corner this time. Which is not good for him in the last lap, but the great thing about these qualifying sessions is you get more than one chance. It's not like one shot where if you mess it up, that's you at the back of the grid. He's doing his same old burning fuel tactic. Maybe that's why he ran out of fuel on the way to the pits. I'll check out some other people on their outlaps just to see some of the different cars, how they look in the light. I'm loving the shininess of the liveries in this. I reckon it's probably afternoon to evening light in Baku. Get Trek is on quite a slow outlap, letting people through. Actually, well, he was letting people through because that is Antec on a fast lap. I believe he's on a fast lap. He's rather been ruined by the Haas, but I can't really talk because I know that I have a quali ban tomorrow for doing exactly the same thing. Is he on a lap or is he simply... Might be on a lap. No, he's going back into the pits. have. Yes. Let's stay on board with him for the full lap, shall we? No, the game says the game removes the outlap tag a couple of seconds before. Have I just missed his whole lap? There is no way I've missed his whole lap. Well, I mean, I know I'm clueless, but I'm not that clueless. I actually missed his whole lap. No way. Well, that's a bit of a shame, isn't it? Okay, who else is on that? We have the... No, he just seems to be on a bit of a slow lap because it doesn't say outlap, but he's going quite slowly, so I'm not going to assume he's on the lap. He's got a spin, no. The spin going out in the final corner, that's going to warm his tyres up for his flying lap, which is not what you want. We have the pass of Mato, who was once on provisional pole, but is now down to 5th. Thanks to the laps of Busha, Zed, Kickflin, and Philip. Then it's the Haas, and then it's the man we're watching right now, Mackie, who is on a flying lap, so I think we're going to stay with him. Let's go on spectator cam actually. No, it's not going on spectator cam, it's a bit laggy. He is purple in sector 1 though. So I might have made the right decision to stick with him. He is purple, so taking quite a lot of curve at turn 7. You can get away with that as long as you don't invalidate your lap. Very tight through the castle section. You might have turned in a bit early for the final turn of the castle section, but that's fine, he's got away with it, it seems. This corner's flat in the dry. And now downhill into what's undisputedly the hardest braking zone on the track. He does that absolutely fine though. Is it going to be purple again in the second sector? It's not, but he's 6/10 up and he has ruined it. So that's not good from him. It's going to be... He's got time to set a third one, but that will be quite annoying for him since he would have gone 5th with that lap. We've got Zed, who is purple in sector 2, coming to finish his lap, so he might be trying to take the provisional pole back off of Busha. Well, he is trying to take the provisional pole back off of Busha, how would he not be? You know what I mean. So Zed only has 11% of ERS, and seems to have judged that rather perfectly. It's a 1:39.2. 3 tenths faster than his previous lap, and that is very much hit back on provisional pole. We also have Busha, who I think is also on a flying lap. He's not coming to pits, which suggests to me that he is indeed on a flying lap. It is a 1:39.4. Or no, that might have just been him finishing his lap, because there's no way he got the same lap time twice. Yeah, I think that was just him finishing his outlap. There might have been another spin out of the final braking zone for the Alpha, but he might just be letting people through. Yeah, I think he's just letting people through because the yellow flag has remained there through the next couple of corners as we watch Busha. Yeah, this is going to be the lap we stay with for the full time. I think that Alpha is going quite slow. Maybe he's run out of fuel. But anyway, it looked rather sluggish, I must say. Even if it was just the spectator cams through the first sector, but it may well be proved wrong, as it could have just been the spectator cams. It seems like the best line is to take a lot of curve at turn 7 and a tight one into turn 8. Not that there is much variation in the lines people take into turn 8, because if there is any variation, it will probably be in the wall, which is not an ideal scenario, it has to be said. So there's a green flag. I think we've got a Mercedes. Yeah, he's just getting out of the way. I thought we were Mercedes on the wall for a second. Let's see what the split time is. Is it purple? It is indeed purple. There's a bit of oversteer out there, which might compromise him into this next section of the track. But he's looking good. Is this going to be a fastest lap? It could well be. He doesn't appear to have much ERS left. I think he's judged it decently. It's not going to be sub 1:39. What will it be? 1:39.337. It's going to be not quite the lap he had hoped. I wonder if it was the oversteer in the final corner that could have cost him pole. We can't see the exact deltas, but it does seem that way to me. Because he was 2.5 tenths up. So nothing. Like I said, it would be quite easy for him to carry that momentum, but he clearly hasn't been able to do that. Oscar is clearly out of fuel. And now we have this horrible little lull in quali where no one's really on laps because everyone wants the final. Everyone wants the time when the track is the clearest. Well, not the clearest, the most rubbered in at the end. So we might not get much action in these next few minutes, but it will all kick off, I promise, in the final two. Yeah, it should be seeing cars coming out of the garage any time now. As we can see, the Czech driver coming out now from Haas. It is Masso. As on the mini map, you can see all the others coming out too. I would go at maybe 2.5 minutes to give myself some time. Not that that will be worrying me too much because I have a poly van. See, I'm weaving quite a lot. That might take a bit out of the tyre if you're doing that for the whole lap. Particularly is taking a more conservative approach to one of his tyres, that might just do it gradually. But if you just do a lap at normal pace, the softs will go green quicker than you imagine. So it's quite a spread out grid today. We've only got 7 people within a second of pole. Crush 50, I believe, is probably the only one who does not have a representative lap. As Antec's retired. Why has Antec retired? We're trying to see by the next person who's coming out is the Alpha, not Alpha Aston. Is it a crash or is that just him retiring on track? I reckon that's just him retiring on track, because it would be quite odd to have a DNF there. You can't get that bad a lock up. So we're going to watch, I reckon. We'll stick with Mackie. If he's far up on his lap, we'll stick with him. If he's not, I think we'll go to Kerley. He's yet to have provisional pole, but he is looking dangerous. He won the last race comfortably. Mackie is 2 tenths up. I think we will stay with him. Haven't seen much of the spectator mode cams, so I think we will do that now. There's quite a cluster of cars coming into turn 15, so maybe some annoyed drivers about getting blocked or getting space and all of that, because they are basically stationary going into turn 16. Laggy Racer has retired. As a Mercedes, I think he's just retired on track as well, because that's another weird corner to get a retirement on. As Mackie comes down into the very hard braking zone, he's done that decently well. Then the Haas will need to get out of the way now. And in my view, he has not done that. That has got on the Twitch stream, so it might be getting reported by him. I mean, if I was Mackie, I'd definitely be reporting that. But that apart, let's come down the final straight with him. It'll be impressive if he can improve on the lap after getting blocked by the Haas like that. Nevertheless, we're going to come across the line to see a 1 minute 40.6. Yeah, that definitely would have been an improvement, but it was not as a result of him getting blocked. Now we're going to go to Curly, like I said we would. It's just by the body language of the car on the spectator mode cams, it looks like he's really going for it in the first sector. Let's see the time. He's less than a tenth up, but still up. Carrying on into turn 7. Let's see how much curb he wants to take. He's taken so much curb there. I thought when he turned in that's getting invalidated. The session time is up, so these are the final laps we're going to see. Camelons will stay 11th as he is one of the first to finish. Busha can do no more because he has also finished. He clearly failed to improve on his lap. So I reckon it's a confirmed Z pole, unless Curley can do anything about it, because it would be a tall order for anyone to improve by more than half a second. Curley is purple in the second sector. That could just be down to a high downforce setup, so we'll see how he fares in the downforce unreliant. Not sure if that's the word, third sector. He will open the DRS about now, even though you can't see it because the spectator cam is so far away. And the time is a 1 minute 39.4. It's faster, but it's not enough to improve. This guy does not have a front wing, so I doubt he'll be improving. Philosopher is purple in the second sector again. I'm wondering if this is a glitch by the game, saying everybody's purple in the second sector, because everyone seems to do it. To be fair, it didn't do it with the guy who got blocked, so I am led to believe that we are just seeing some blistering second sectors. Let's get back on board with who's at Philosopher. He may well improve up to 4th. He does that. He is now in 4th. Zed does not improve on his lap, but it doesn't matter because he's already on pole. Philip is in the pits, and that is the end of the session. It's quite an entertaining session, I think. We have Zed on pole, Busha lining up alongside him on the front row. We then have last race's winner Curley, Philosopher, Erico, Kikrlin, Mato, Philip, Mackie, Pietrek, Camelons, Laggy, Racer, Antec, Crush 50. Is there anyone else? How many drivers were there? Yeah, there were 15 drivers. Kawai, I'm not sure if he had a quali ban or if he just didn't set a time for whatever reason, but it is Kawai rounding out the grid. I feel that it is probably the bottom three times are not representative of their true pace, because we saw what they can do last weekend. They can drive, so I doubt that they would be 4 or 2 seconds off. So it'll be interesting to see what the guys at the back can do as the race progresses. We've got 26 laps today. Baku is my favourite street circuit to race on. I think Singapore is my favourite to qualify on. Jeddah is not a street circuit, and I'm tired of pretending it is. So that leaves this one. A sip of water to refresh my throat before the race. Now I've got a little bit of a break. I'm not sure if formation lap's on. I would think it would be, but I keep forgetting which leagues I'm in have it on and which have it off, so it will be a surprise for me. I think I missed the start last time because I thought it was a formation lap and it wasn't. So I will try not to do that this time. As someone's joined, but I think that'll be too late for them because they have not set a qualifying time. So yeah, there was no formation lap, and we're off for the Baku Grand Prix. Haas on pole has got a good start, but the Red Bull is on the inside in turn 1. Zed, it seems, has kept the lead, and there is a crash for Crush 50. He's not out though. Crush 50 has been greatly disadvantaged on the first lap. We won't know until the reports come in if it was his fault or not. But Rusha might be having a go at Zed into turn 3. No, he stays. And ooh, the McLaren does make contact. The McLaren does make contact with Busha by a rash move on the inside, I must say. And we may well see what the stewards have to say about that, because it might have only been a minor contact, but on lap 1, every position matters because it decides your track position for the rest of the race. In my view, the McLaren didn't have enough of a right to go down the inside since he wasn't really alongside at all. We will carry on as we follow all of them through the castle section. As Camelons is behind Crush 50, which leads me to believe that Crush 50 has escaped damage. Maybe the illusion of the ghost car in the distance just made me think that he had damage, but it seems to be car-wise all right for Crush 50, which is lucky for him considering how easy it is to get. Oh! It did look like there was an unnatural line being taken, and that does look rather unnatural, as Laggy Racer and Kickflip are coming together, and I believe, annoyingly, unless I have missed that, the game doesn't tell you whether it's virtual or full safety car in the spectator mode. I don't see a safety car dot coming out the pits, so I think we've got a VSC. We have a VSC on lap 1. That gives us a little breather. rather annoying for the guys like Mato who could have caught up, but now they've got a VSC. Oh, are you serious? We've got a spinner under. Got a spinner under VSC. Is that the same guy that spun under safety car in the last race? If it is, then that's not good for him. We've got Kickerlin pitting as he was the one who was worst off in the crash. Pietrek has retired for whatever reason. I do not know what's happened to him. What's actually gone on there? I'll see if his car is still. Nope, we're back underway. No time for that. We'll have to remain a mystery. As regardless of whatever incidents happen, it goes Zed, then Falsifer, then Busha, then Curly, then Philip, then Mato, then Mackie, then Antec, then Camelons, and then Crush 50 round at the top 10. That might change though. No, because I think Camelons has just gone up the inside of Crush 50 into turn 7. Made the move stick. Then it is Eric who's spun on the VSC, unfortunately. Then it's Laggy Racer. And then we have the lap 1 pitter, Kickerlin. Didn't see quite what happened on the incident because I was focusing on the car I thought might be damaged behind. We've got another yellow flag in sector 2. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I'm not quite sure who it was. Yellow flag in sector 2. It looked like there was a cluster of people around there. But no, it turns out it's at the castle section. But no, Crush 50's retired. Crush 50 has retired. There was so much going on there. There was a crash at the castle section from Kickerlin and a retirement, I think of turn 15 or 16. 15 I believe it was, for Kickerlin. So this has been a dire first 2 laps for Kickerlin. He pitted for a new front wing and now he's having to pit for another new front wing, but luckily this time he will catch up because we have a full safety car. I'll get the pit stop data up now. Zed has stopped. What tyres is he now on? He is on the medium, so he is hoping those mediums are going to go quite a while. We've also got Eric pitting for the hards and Kickerlin. Maybe he locked up early and did not crash into the castle section. I thought. Maybe I just saw his dot there, saw it on its own, saw a yellow flag and thought maybe that's why. So he might actually have been fine. So we've got to put the radar. Crash 50 has left the session, understandable. Quite a few ghost cars, which does put a bit of a worry in me about any desync issues that may arise in the safety car period. This is the period in the race when we are most vulnerable to some desync issues. Yeah, as Zed has pitted, we now have Falsifer in the lead, followed by Busha and Curly to make the top 3. And the positions are the same as I ran you through them before, except that Crush 50 is out, and Zed is now 10th. Safety car will be going, I think, next lap because we only have to wait for these guys to catch up. And then we'll be on our way again for what will be lap 5. Oh yeah, just had a text. In case you have forgotten, and assuming you live in a place where daylight saving exists, clocks go forward tomorrow. I had just forgotten that, so who knows, it might help one of you out. Because there's always that one guy who forgets it. But yes, that is a message to everyone. Clocks going forward. You can tell I've got nothing to talk about, haven't you? There's no collisions on the safety car. I feel like it should be. I know it's obviously not against the rules unless you go alongside like Max did in Abu Dhabi, or especially going in front like Max did in Abu Dhabi, and suddenly didn't get a penalty for it on the last lap, on the last safety car lap. Funny how that happened. I do think, oh, as Eric, lad, you just can't do safety cars, can you? Like, you. So we have Eric spinning on the safety car. Again. Anyway, where was I? There was a guy spinning on the safety car, and I was doing one of the Abu Dhabi runs, and I don't know where I was. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I think that even though it's totally legal to be right up behind the person, I think it should be common courtesy to stay a little bit further back in the safety car, just so that if there's any sudden braking, that you're less likely to cause unjust 5-second penalties by having to brake suddenly and running into someone's rear end. We've got Philip. Are you actually kidding? Philip is sole front wing. He's without a front wing right now. Not quite sure how that's happened. Maybe he's spun like Grosjean. Or maybe something irregular has happened to him. As Fossifer becomes the de facto safety car, and the safety car will speed off into the pit lane. He's on the mediums, so he should have the advantage, but it's all about how Busha can relax. Not relax, that's not the word I'm looking for. How Busha can react to when he goes and how everyone behind him can react too. Calais is still ghosting, which worries me a slight bit. Christopher, it looks like he might be taking this all the way up to the line, and he has gone now. He has indeed gone. As we don't think Busha is close enough to make any moves. I'll tell you who is close enough to make a move though. It's almost 4 wide. They've got bits of front wing coming off in the background. Eric is out. This has been an absolutely diabolical race for him, whether that was his fault or not. It has just not gone his way tonight. As we've got Matto and Mackie still going side by side. Matto has a 5-second penalty for ignoring the red flag, so maybe he just jumped a little bit too early. He will be serving that penalty in his next pit stop, which will be happening because he's on the mediums, which I don't think will be able to make it to the end, even if he had pitted. Yeah, he's not made a stop. Zed has pitted again, so this has gone from leading to 10th for him. I reckon he was one of the ones involved in the bits of front wing that we saw in the background as we were watching the front two coming towards turn 1. No battles going on at the moment. It seems to have settled down quite quickly, but yeah, I think Carley was also involved in that. Maybe it was his ghost car turning solid for a second that might have messed things up, but we will be able to see that if there are any reports. If anyone thinks anyone did anything unfair, they can report it to the stewards. But yeah, we'll try not to concern him. What is going on? Like, what's actually going on? He just stopped like mid-track. Did he click reset to track mid-corner or something? I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, I do actually wonder what's going on there. It might have been his car is not ghosting anymore, so maybe it was just a huge elongated lag spike that was making his car go like that. As I drop my phone on the floor while I'm checking Discord for any decent calls. We've got Zed being purple in the second sector. He is on the soft tyres, which is an odd choice. Maybe he's burned through too many sets of new tyres by his 2 pit stops. Bottom had a 9/10 gap to second place. Matto is in 5th, but he is quite close to the back. It's the closest delta on the timing sheets at the moment. And who knows, next lap we might have a 3-way battle. If I remember right, it was Camelons and Mackie, I think, were in that quite entertaining 3-way battle. I think it was Laggy Racer who was the other car in the 3-way, so we might get a repeat of that trio plus Matto in the next straight, as they have caught up to Busha too. I think Busha's had a moment there, or maybe he has had some damage. His front wing looks fine from the spectator cam. But it does look like he's holding everyone up a little bit, as there's a Constantine effect that might have just given some people little taps in that corner. As we see the Haas going down the inside of the Aston Martin in the last corner, it's an odd place to overtake because surely you can just do it on the straight. Nevertheless, he has not made the move because he's now down in 8th. I think he has spun in the process. It was a very strange place to go for the moon. Mato has now retired. He must have lost his front wing, so he maybe has understeered into the wall. We've now got a too wide moment here. No DRS now, but on the next zone it will be enabled, as these guys are still going side by side now. The Ferrari has won out in the battle so far. The Aston Martin has now also got past Busha. So I believe Busha, he must have damage, because you don't go from being in second to being that slow in a few seconds normally. Zed sets the fastest lap on the softs, to be expected, to be fair, because he is the only one on the softs, I believe. We've got, yeah, let's see how Laggy Racer fares when he's getting past Busha. Oh, I would not go for it there. Would not go for it there, even if you are much quicker than the car in front of you that has damage. Pietrek has returned. We've got a Red Bull spawning mid-straight again. Not sure what's going on with Curly. Let's see, this will be really affecting, as we've got more lag. And is there? I'm going to check the score for desync issues while we keep commentating. I think Laggy Racer has successfully got past Busha, regardless of damage or lag. Kikkonen, despite making a stop, is back to 4th. So he's redeemed himself quite well. We've got a yellow flag. I think that's just down to Curly lagging again. The Mercedes has left the session. Yes. Nah. Call it red flag. There's a lot of cars lagging. There's yellow flags everywhere. It's been spaced out for no apparent reason. We've got. We seem to have some major connection issues. But while we continue, I will carry on commentating. We've got Mackie and Camelons going for it into turn 2. Camel's on the inside, Mackie on the outside. Camelons has made the move stick. Now the Aston Martins might get into it on turn 3. DRS for the Aston Martins, no such thing for Mackie. I wouldn't be making it 3 wide, but I would be trying to work together, as Mackie has successfully made the move before the braking zone, so quite a sensible overtaking manoeuvre there. People are calling for the race to be red flagged in Discord, but we continue for now. Specifically McGinty and Zimanchuk. I reckon there's going to be a few warnings at that corner because they're taking so much curb there. Mackie seems to be building a sizable gap. We've got another yellow flag for the Red Bull stopping. Yeah, he seems to be having great issues with his... maybe it's his connection, maybe it's a glitch on his computer, maybe it's desync, maybe it's... could be anything, but for now we still have a battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Looks to be just a battle for 3rd and 4th now, as Mackie seems to be going off quite well. He's now 1.1 seconds in front of Kikkonen. No, Camelons, sorry. Camelons does not have much ERS. We will see how much ERS. Yeah, so Kikkonen has more ERS than Camelons. Camelon has 0 ERS. He's still using overtake mode even though he's got no ERS, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Because why would you have your battery deployed when you have none of it? Got another yellow. Look at the games that the marshals are playing with the yellow flags. It's frankly diabolical. There's a yellow flag, but there's nobody even in the zone. Neither McLaren's in the zone, but it's another point. We've got Kikkonen moving all the way over on the straight. There to go back over for the braking zone. I'm not sure why there's a yellow flag. There's another yellow flag in sector 3 when there's no cars in that zone anyway. There's another yellow flag at turn 1. Like there needs to be a yellow flag counter in the top left corner of the screen. There's another yellow flag in turn 1 for whatever reason. I don't see anyone spinning there. Oh, there's a yellow flag reappearing in sector 3. I have frankly no idea what's going on there. but nevertheless, it's still less than a second from Camelot to Kickrell in. And we'll see if he can keep that gap and use the DRS into the turn 1. He's now over a second and he's still only got 5% ERS, so it doesn't look like he will be able to fight back at Kickrell in. So we're on to lap 9 now, so we're over 1/3 distance now. About to go on to lap 10. Lap 10 will commence on the screen when the leader crosses the line, since that's how the lap counters work in spectator mode. I've also realised I've had my spectator menu up this whole time and I didn't realise. There's now, I mean, it's just yellow flag bingo at the moment. It's going to be a yellow flag in all the corners at some point. Right, we've got a battle here going on between Philip, Bouchan and Antec. Something tells me that this battle might get affected by lag. Just got a little feeling. Actually, no, it was Curly who was getting affected by lag, wasn't it? And Zed is he gonna go into the pits? Yes, he was the one on the softs, so I reckon he is going into the pits indeed. We have Philip and Bouchan still less than a second apart. Just about saved that, has Philip. That was he's very lucky that the pit lane exit was there, because if that had been another corner he would have been straight up into the wall. Curly has left the session, thank God for that with a line piece for him. Obviously I know it wasn't his fault, but I think, or he might not have consciously left the session, it might have just kicked him out. Yeah, I've just had a message from Void saying to restart the session. 25% race we will do. I think that's a sensible choice, because we will only have 3 laps until half distance. So we will be restarting the race. So I will be leaving the lobby. There's a crash for Camelot. That's a nasty crash into the castle section. That might change the face of the race. Totally not like we're going to be restarting a new race in a few seconds. His safety car is out in our pseudo race. Pushkaria, Dino Pushkaria has just suggested that we do 100% sprint race, which is 19 laps. I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. Oh yeah, I think he might have been joking. Yeah, I will be leaving the session now. I'm not sure if we will restart the stream or if this will remain the same stream, but I'm not sure we would want this to remain in the stream of the 4 weeks. I guess we would want qualifying still to be nominal 2, as everyone's retired. No, I didn't click retire, so I've now got to wait for all of this. Come on, let's skip. Alright, now leave the session. We'll wait here for an invite to the next session. I will apologise on behalf of the league for the delays being caused. If you are watching this stream live and you're not part of the race yourself, I'm sorry that you're having to wait this long just to see a race that you are taking time out of your day to watch. But do stick with us, because we will be continuing racing as soon as possible with a 25% race. Ah, got an invite now. So I hope that this means we will be commencing with the race again rather soon. Apologies again for the delays. All right, finally. So after the rather long delay, we are back with PC F2. It will be a 25% race, and we will start in the order that we were when the restart happened. The restart was on lap 10, so we'll be doing 3 less racing laps than we would have been, depending on safety cars. But the good thing is that we're back racing again. Oh, I need another drink of water. That's better. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. That was the worst countdown ever. I just said 3, 2, 1 without looking at the timer. We have 10 people, which I think is the same amount we had when the restart happened. So not many, but hopefully we can get some close action between all of them. Because a close race between 10 people is better than a spaced out race between 20 when it comes to league streams. As we're going to wait on the incredibly unlaggy players of tonight joining up. As we have the lights on once more for the Baku Grand Prix, we are away. It's Phosphor on pole with Mackie second, Cookman third, Camelon, Zagimation, Phillips Ed, Curly, Busha and Antec. Phosphor has nailed the first corner and is off into the lead. I don't think there have been any crashes at the first corner, but there might have been some broken front wings that we couldn't see. But after the first couple of corners, it's Phosphor from Mackie, from Kickman, from Philip, from Busha. Laggy Racer, and I reckon the battles are going to be at the back now. They always are into turn 3. No overtakes for now. Go back to the front. No, actually, Camelons is right on the back of Laggy Racer. Going for it already. No waiting around until the straight for him. As he might go down the inside into turn 7. The Haas is looking at Laggy Racer quite tastefully as well. Laggy Racer is quite a fitting name for the scene we've seen tonight. It was not his fault. This is a very wide going Antec into turn whatever it was. I don't know the turn numbers. But it's still Phosphor in the lead. That might change though, because even though there's no DRS, Mackie is right on the back of him heading into the long straight. He might have compromised himself coming off of the straight there, off of turn 16 there, because he went for a move for whatever reason, and that's compromised him on the straight, so he might not be able to make the move. We've got Kickman behind him as well. Depending on the setups, it could go 3 wide. We have Mackie going for the lead, and I think he is safely in the lead before the braking zone. Yes, he is. Also, it looked like he might have been coming back for a second there. We have a new leader by the name of Mackie. Curley is pitting, so I think he may actually have broken his front wing at turn 1 or somewhere else on the first lap. We've got Antec going off into turn 2. He might have just locked up or got caught out in a side-by-side battle and got forced out into the runoff area. Mackie seems to be making off in the lead at the moment. He's purple in sector 1, obviously. I don't know why I said that, because it's lap 2. The other Aston Martin, it could well be an Aston Martin 1-2 in Baku. As we're following all of the cars through turn 7 now, Cameron's still looking back at that Mercedes. He's not managed to get past on the straight. As the top 4, top 5, as I said, a close race between 10 people is better than a spaced out race between 20 when it comes to league streams. That's exactly what we're seeing between this top 5, because any one of these guys you could make a case for to win. Might be seeing a few questionable moves into turn 1, which I cannot wait for. DRS will be available next lap, but I reckon the move will still be made this lap. Just depends on who's running the lower downforce setups. I reckon whoever's on the lowest wings out of these 5 will win the race. But he might be going for a move on Kickler. He's not close enough to give it the slipstream frame. Philosopher is caught right back up to Matthew. We've got a battle here between Camelons and Laggy Racer. Very clean racecraft from them both there. Camelons has made the move up in 7th. He has though. Only we're about to see. He's down to 0% of the RS already as we have a yellow flag. It is, I believe it was the Haas there. Unfortunate for him. No, I think it might have been Kicklin, but there was definitely a yellow flag while I was watching the pair in 7th and 8th. That has taken. So the closest gap now is between 4th and 5th between Zed and Kickflip. We'll be watching the top 2 though into turn 1 because DLS will now be available. We've got a spin from Philip in the Alpine out of the castle section. So it doesn't look like well, unless there's a safety car, it doesn't look like he'll be getting back into this since the race is only 13 laps long. But as promised, we'll be sticking with these 2 into turn 1. Turn 20 is the moment because it's something good in the corner. Philosopher has 40% ERS. Mackie has 20. Philosopher has the DRS and is overtaking the name as he's going to the outside. He might get caught up on the curb. I think he has got caught up on the curb. He almost locked the rear tyres. He might have locked it a bit there, but he's controlled it nicely and he is up in the lead. He's made it stick before the braking zone at turn 2, but Matthew will have DRS now. A slightly less DRS, but he can still use it. We've got Busha catching right onto these 2, thanks to the valve. Getting caught up a little bit as Philosopher went back onto the racing line, no contact, which is good from there. Sets the fastest lap. It is P10. He will still get a point for fastest lap because there are only 10 people so long as he does not retire from the race. Busha has much more ERS than both these now, so he could be looking for a win here. It was looking like it could have been an Aston Martin 1-2 until Kickman has his mysterious moment in the first sector on lap 1. Looks like Laggy Racer has got packed past Camelot. That probably have happened turn 1 that we were watching these 3. And we will continue to watch these 3. As I noticed that Matty is almost out of DRS and he's soft tires. The other 2 are mediums. I reckon it would be, if I was to predict right now, I reckon it would be I'm going to predict Philosopher and Mackie and then Busha. No, Busha, I'm going to say a reverse of what obviously is right now will be the podium when we finish the race. As Mackie has locked his rear tyres a bit, the softs might be starting to wear off. Philosopher makes it up into the lead at turn 2. Mackie is going to try and hang it around the outside. Busha sensibly goes to the inside of now. Philosopher, Busha 1-2. We have a yellow flag and a safety car. safety car will come out on lap 5. That will allow, I reckon, the soft runners have really benefited from that. So it looks like Aki will be good for a win now because he can pit onto the mediums and the mediums will make it to the end. Softs might not make it to the end, so we'll be curious to see what the soft runners, what the medium do with the safety car. So to run you through the order, before the pit stops it was Fossil Revolution, Aki, Lucky Racer, Camelot, Antec, Zed, Kicklin, then Curly, and Philip has DNF. I think that was why the safety car came out. We were watching the top 3 and there was a crash. Flew down the field, not the first time that's happened today. Not the first time that's happened in this 25% race either. Annoyingly enough, they've got to go around the entire circuit to catch up to the safety car, so just have a little breather. I'll be back to you when the pit stops up in a bit. As Antec retires. Antec retires. What's happened to him? We'll see now. I think he's just dropped it. I think it might have been retiring on track. It might have been a crash. But now we only have 8 people left. As let's see what's happened in the pit stops. Fussy for pits. Busha pit. I reckon everyone's going to pit. It is the sensible choice to do so. I do wonder what the medium runners will do though. Let's stay up and see what tires Busha's going on to. He is going onto the softs obviously, but will those softs last? You know what, I did not consider the safety car laps effectively being free laps without any tyre wear, so assuming that we get going at the end of this lap, the softs will have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they will have to do 7 laps still, plus the 1 or 2% where they will get under safety car period. So it will be a close one to see whether the softs can last until the end of the race, but the softs will have the pace of the first laps of the restart. So let's see if the soft runners can build a big enough gap out to protect their leads when the soft tires arrive. One of the league races I did at Baku was, and I needed to gap 3rd place, I think it was, by 5 seconds. And he was on the softs and I was on mediums after a bit of a situation like this. And I wasn't going to do it, but then he got a puncture on the last lap on his softs. So I have a feeling that we may see a puncture if anyone drives way too hard in the first lap on the softs and forgets to conserve them. I think it's presumable that the safety car will be coming on this lap, because everybody is lined up behind it. And all of the safety car regulations have been successfully followed, and there are no lap cars to manipulate. The safety car brakes for the final time before it goes into the pits, as do all the other drivers. See, when will the safety car come into the pits? Is it actually not coming in? So the safety car, for whatever reason, will stay out. I reckon, or maybe, I think you need to have 2 laps behind the safety car. Yes, maybe that's a misunderstanding by me. Yeah, sorry if I misled anyone about the safety car rules. We will have 1 more lap behind the safety car. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as we don't get any decent cushion for the safety car, that's about the most we can ask for out of a code-mastered game. 5 different teams in the top 5, though we've only got 2 pairs of teammates left in the race. Those are the Aston Martins in 4th and 8th, the Red Bulls in 3rd and 6th. All the others are one-man teams who are very little team orders, if any. The final will it be now 6 laps of racing, which I assume we will get, because there is no reason that the safety car should not come in this lap. Big gainers in 25% racing with Z, Usha and Curley. They've gained 5, 5 and 4 positions respectively. So they've really boomed up the order. The 7 laps that they have had, the 5 racing laps that they have had. I thought Z had just dropped it the wall there. But no, he's safe, he's not like Eric. Just going to have another breather before I assume we will be getting racing again, so get ready, as the safety car will be in this lap. Also for he judged it well the last time. On the start he managed to keep the lead on lap 1. How will he do on the restart? Is it going to be a manic 6th lap? So stay right with us. We're about to get racing again. It's all to consider. When do we get racing? I tend to go 1 weave after the final apex, which is about now. He's leaving a bit later than that. He has gone now. He has gone now. And he seems to have judged that very well. There won't be any moves from P2 into the first corner. Busha is weaving around like it's a formation lap. It's actually something to use. We have Philosopher leading into turn 1. We've got Pickford and Cameron going side by side into turn 1. Dylan has made that move stick. Now up to 7th from 8th where he was in the restart. No changes in the order except for 7th and 8th place in turn 1. We'll run through the tyres now. Tyres. We have Philosopher on softs, Z mediums, Busha on softs, Maki, Agilation, Curley on mediums, Pickford on softs, and Cameron on mediums. So that's 3 drivers, Philosopher, Busha, and Pickford on the softs, so watch out for them. Camelon has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That must be at turn 6. Drivers were taking a lot of curve, like I said during quali. That was meant to take its first victim as Cameron gets a new thing down here. I'm assuming that's where all of the warnings happen, because it's kind of hard to go off at any other corners. As Philosopher blasted off in the second ahead, so he will not have to worry about the DRS. Not that he would have to worry about the DRS at all, because it will be this lap, the next lap, and then the DRS be enabled. I'll be sticking on this battle for 2nd and 3rd, which I think there might well be an overtake inbound here. Curley is also going for a laggy racer in the background, but we'll stick on the battle for the podium. They are 2 wide into turn 1. Curley push out on the inside and Z on the outside. Z is hanging it in there still at turn 3. This is great racecraft from the both of them. As the soft tires have won out right now, but I reckon Z when he goes back and braking late into turn 3. Oh, there's a spin for Z. I reckon that might get looked at by the steers. His tyres are an absolute barbecue out there. They will be on fire. And that was not great super excellent from Z and Busha as they make contact. I don't think it was really Z's fault. I don't think it's really Busha's fault as well. Depends on whether the red proximity area is there. But Busha is now free to chase after Philosopher. Pickford is managed to get up to 5th on his own soft tyres. Then in this laggy racer, Cameron Z on track. But so he is already effectively in 8th or 8th. He's sticking also Kickerlin, who could well be looking at a podium if his soft tyres can hold out. I just hope that we don't get another safety car. I don't think the game would deploy the safety car this late. But you never know. There could be another crash at the castle section. The Buffalo at turn 15. That is very heartbreaking. Does Bush actually have a straight line speed? Go for it. No, he doesn't. I reckon Phosphor is on a very low downforce setup. So like I said earlier, low downforce setups might be deciding this race, but DRS may have its trump card over the setups, as it often does. Track for the long straight such as this one from Baku. There's some legal drafting going on there. Maybe didn't want to go for it in turn 3 after seeing what happened on the last lap. They'll have to stay behind for the one. Could go for it into turn 7, but I would just wait until the pit straight as Kickerlin has got past Curley on the soft tyres. We'll be able to start to show now if the soft tyres are eventually starting to go. The mediums are going to make it to me, no question. Soft, it's a bit more questionable. So who knows, if the wear is really extreme, Mackie could still win if they both get punctures. Never know. Monitor the gap between Kickerlin and Mackie, so we might see a battle between the Aston Martins. At the end of the race, the soft going down. As actually going back to that lead and we come into the overtaking zone of turn 1 eventually. Both of them getting on the power early. Busha has 44% ERS, Phosphor has 49, so they are basically equal on ERS. As we found out last lap, they may not be equal on downforce. Phosphor has lower downforce, but Busha has the DRS. And he's going to pull out from the rear wing of Phosphor. He's going to make it into the lead. Phosphor may have an answer for that at turn 3 though, since the DRS will swap hands. Kickerlin is gradually gaining. It was 2.1 castle section, it's now 2.0, so if he can... There's a yellow flag and Curley has spun. The soft tyre runners are now 1, 2 and 4. As Curley spins down into 8th of 8 places. At least you're still getting points if you finish. Well, he is effectively in 7th because Camelot has the 3-second penalty. Gap back to 2.2 between Kickerlin and Mackie, so I doubt we will see a team battle there on the last lap. As Busha might have actually broken the 1 second barrier by the time we get to the DRS detection zone. He's 9/10 ahead of Phosphor right now. Phosphor clearly had no answer for his speed at turn 3. Yes, it's 1.2 seconds now. Busha is looking pretty good for this win unless the softs really start to fall off hard. Camelons may have a go at Z in this next lap, but he has his 3-second penalty. So he is effectively in last place. Aston Martins are on rather on islands of themselves. They are. It's 2 seconds from second to it's 2.2 seconds between the two Aston Martins. So it's 4 seconds back to line racers. So the top 4 look decided unless anyone can find some pace or lose a lot of pace in the last 2 racing laps that we're going to get. There will definitely not be any safety cars now because the game doesn't release them this late. So we have 2 straight laps of racing towards the end to decide. Ero Pc F2 Baku Grand Prix 2.1 between Kickerlin and Mackie, so the gap staying pretty stagnant, it has to be said. So the softs fall off pretty suddenly. Gap still 1.1, so Phosphor is starting to really push because he knows he has to give it everything to stay within the DRS, which he's not doing at the moment. But what I mean by that is that he is giving everything, but he is not staying within the DRS. And it looks like Busha has this wrapped up. He can kind of manage his tyres now, which might be becoming a concern for the soft users. And just bring it home. It does not look like Busha is going to be being attacked with the DRS onto the last lap. So we'll be focusing on what's the close battle. Nobody's in the DRS, man. Nobody is in the DRS. I reckon we're just going to have a run-of-the-mill last lap. But you never know, anything could happen. 1.5, 3.1, 2.1, 4.3, 1.0, 1.4, 1.9 are the gaps. Zed appears to be the closest to the person in front of him, so we're going to follow Zed, Laggy Racer, towards turn 1. It doesn't look like there will be a move happening, but it depends on the low downforce setups, as I already said earlier. Oh! Zed is out! Zed is out! That is not good from him. As that has just blown, I think it was 6th place. Promoted Curley effectively to 6th. It's promoted Camelons effectively to 7th if Curley can stay within the 3 seconds. So it's still a 1-2-4 for the soft tyres as it seemed. Despite the relatively early safety car, that softs were still the best choice, as the top 2 have only extended their gap to Mackie, even with what I assume to be, I would reckon, 40% more in softs. I don't know if it was my deceiving me, but that looked like Busha was really close to the wall at the final lap of the castle section. You really don't need to be pushing that hard in the last lap when you have the race sewn up like he has. If you can't tell, I'm trying to wring all of the commentators' curse out of this race just to make the last lap exciting. And it looks like Busha is going to come around the final corner to win the race. And Phosphor is now 1.9 behind, so either Busha is going for fastest lap on the last lap. I think he is, he's using all his ERS. Could happen. No, I don't think he's going for fastest lap now, he is weaving. He does not get the fastest lap, but Busha, it's a well-deserved 25% race win, followed by Phosphor, then Mackie, then it's Kickflin on the other soft tyres, then it is Laggy Racer on the mediums. Camelons on the mediums on track, Curley on the mediums in 7th on track, but as we saw at the last second there, Camelon and Curley have swapped places because of the 3-second penalty for Camelons. Busha gets driver of the day by the game standards. I will have to think about this, watch the race back, watch the quali back, and see who deserves my driver of the week vote to be put into the inter-tier vote that we have each week. There's your result. I'll leave that up for about a minute. We have the only driver with a penalty was Camelons. Not exactly been a good day out for the poles because they make up the bottom 4 spots on the grid. Yeah, there is your list. Phosphor gets the fastest lap with a 1:41.612. As we're all leaving the session now, that was I'm quite pleased with the 13 laps we got, because I mean, I honestly thought with the amount of time it was taking to restart that we might not be getting a restart. But we did get a restart, we did get some racing. We did get some action in the last lap, as we saw with Zed's crash. He still gets classified actually. So we do have Zed in 8th place. And we're getting 4 points. And that is it for the Ero Pc F2 Baku Grand Prix.